Yeah, well, look, first off, just purely supply and demand. There is a perpetual shortage of great people generally, but especially technologists. Every year, every month, every week, and that's great if you're on the, you know, on the hiree side. It makes it hard on the hiring side. Um, and what that means is, and especially in technology, is you have to you remember companies like like Carmera, we're competing against Google and Facebook and those companies for the same people a lot of the time. And one thing that's helpful is if you have, something that's interesting problem and, a really strong mission and the opportunity for impact. And you find people, one of the things we're looking for are people whose juices get flowing by that. Because A, it gives us an advantage to convince those people to come to us instead of some of those bigger companies. Um, but then also B, it just sort of shows us like those people stay a long time and they get really involved in all parts of the company. And so I would say just generally one thing like, I know there's a lot of talk about what major should I do or what industry. Like I think the one thing that really has to show through is just passion and geekery, right? And that because it really does, whether it's in a resume or a GitHub repo, some of you guys are software people, or your personal website, or in an actual in-person interview, that is going to shine through. That is what people like me look for. That's also, by the way, what the bigger companies look for too. Um, and the other thing that I very much look for is, yes, like we have folks who've gone to name brand schools or work for big name brand companies. But we've also have a lot of people, for example, who are like, humanities majors and now are some of our best programmers. And that happens all the time. We've probably had people who didn't even go to college. So um, the nice thing about tech is it certainly has plenty of its problems on on certain skews and biases. However, in terms of compared to other industries, it is much more meritocratic, and you tend to be able to level the playing field by just showing the output of what you can do, as opposed to just coming from a fancy school or having presenting really well in an interview. And I think that's any opportunities, even if it's a little side projects that someone did for a summer or a few weeks, and they have it's either they describe it in the resume and it's really cool, and they you could tell they're kind of gritty and they hustled and they're creative. um, that goes a long way too, because like the scrappiness and the self-starter aspect of things is just absolutely sticks out.